Good morning. So the last thing I want to do right now is work out, which means I have to freaking force myself to work out. But the good news is it is a little later in the day. It's like 9 something right now. And we've had a heat wave here in SoCal. Summer is here. And it's been one of those things where if I don't work out by like 8 o'clock, it is super hot. So at least I was able to get some things done today that I wasn't yesterday that were really important, you know. So that's kind of pushed me back a little bit. And I'm in a little bit of a slow-mo today because, long story short as I can make it, when I was sleeping with Fred before he passed, I would say for the last 6 months or so of his life, he wanted to be held at night a lot. And it was one of those things where I didn't realize it at the time. I wish I did, but I didn't realize how cold he was running until it was like within the last days of his life. So rest in peace, Fred and Ethel. I'm still can't believe they're not in my life. I mean, I have their ashes right there. We have our whole little, memorial over here, but it's just like, it seems so weird. And I feel the same way about my grandma. Yesterday was the 8-year anniversary of her passing. And it was so trippy because earlier in the day, the weather was kind of like how it is today, very gloomy. It even rained for a little bit, but then the sun would peek out. And I was like, wow, this reminds me when I went to Costa Rica. And I just really started thinking about that time in my life, what I was going through, because it was just like, my grandma passed in June, and I believe it was in August when I went to Costa Rica. So it's just a few months. One of my worst fears was my grandma passing, and like I was living it, and I was in Costa Rica, and it was really weird. There was a lot of learning and growth that I had in Costa Rica, so I'm so grateful for that trip. And so it tripped me out that a friend of mine had, I think, tagged me in something on Facebook because I rarely go on it. And so I got an email saying that she tagged me. And so I went on Facebook to see what it was. And that's when I saw that it was the anniversary of my grandma's passing. So it's so crazy how that works out. Just, you pay attention and just kind of go with your intuition, and like you get guided to the right path. So I was just thinking yesterday, I was like, dude, 8 years has passed. Yeah, I don't cry my eyes out every day, but I just remember when my grandma passed away, I changed forever. And I still feel like that. Like, I can never go back to the girl that had grandma in her life. And that's how I feel about the Mertzes now. It's like, I will never be that girl again because my grandma, the Mertzes, they're not in my life anymore. So I literally cannot be that person. And when I kind of think of it in those terms, it really helps me let go. So if this helps anyone out there, it's like, you literally can't be that person. You can look back and you can reminisce, and not just with death, but with anything. If you're not that person anymore, in the sense of like, maybe you're not with somebody anymore, you're not friends with somebody, someone or a pet has passed, you have a different job, like it can just apply in so many different ways like that. And it's like, you literally can't be that version because that season is come and gone. And you can look back on it, and then there's times where with the Mertzes and with my grandma, I look back on the regrets I have, and so I learn from them. Especially this morning, I had that with the Mertzes. I was just really thinking about Fred because of my back being jacked up. Oh yeah, PS. So I'll get back to that. Reeling it back in. So when I would hold him at night, my back would kind of be in a weird position where the mattress was, like the end of it. So ever since like about 6 months or so, my back has just not been the same. I feel like it's totally out of alignment. I need to go to a chiropractor. That's just it. I need to make this happen sooner rather than later. So it just like, it's really weird. And ever since then, because I like to sleep on my stomach, so when I sleep on my stomach and I kick my right leg out, that's when I feel that uncomfortable pain. It sucks. So it makes me have to favor this side. And I hate that, because something I learned with Fred is when he hurt his neck and he had to favor it, it caused a whole bunch of other issues later as time went on, you know? So I try not to favor it. And this morning it was like, you know, 4 something in the morning, I was just like laying in bed. I was like, okay, I want to feel like, for a second it felt really good. I was laying on and I kicked my leg out, but then that's when the pain started. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna fight through it. I'm not gonna favor it. It needs to, like, whatever. Well, I got up at 5, and dude, this pain sucks. So that's why I'm in slow-mo. And I told myself, even though I'm gonna be Shelly, slow-mo Rabidowitz today, just get everything done. Just take everything step by step. And I got it. So again, going back to Fred, I was thinking about some regrets I had, and I was just like, you know, the best thing I can do is not repeat those same regrets with him and with Ethel, with Minnie, you know? Because I felt a lot of guilt. I hold a lot of guilt about some things, like not realizing that their health issues were as bad at certain times or whatever. And it all resulted out of me being selfish, you know? Me being super depressed, so I wasn't giving them walks, things like that, you know? And now I find myself, when I'm in that kind of a moment with Minnie, it's like, you know, I go, I have to, or else she's going to start gaining weight, and then she's going to have health issues. So I have to walk her. I just have to. And then her behavioral issues, because there's a big difference in Minnie's behavior if she hasn't had her like 2 miles a day. I'm telling you. So when I go with Minnie, all of a sudden I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm out here. And that used to happen with the Mertzes too. But I allowed so many times my depression just to take over. Hold on. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Whoa, I closed my eyes and then my eye got like stuck. I wonder when I edit this if I will be able to tell. Anyway, so that's why I'm in slow-mo, Shelly slow-mo Rabidowitz today, but I did get up at 5. At least the weather is permitting me to work out later, so I better go change. And I gotta post some stuff that I meant to post yesterday, but I didn't, because I just felt it was more important to cut work short and take care of my mental health, you know what I mean? All right, well, happy Friday. Sending everyone positive vibes. I hope you have a good weekend. I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do this weekend, so who knows? I'm not sure yet, so stay tuned. Just go to my Snapchat. I'll be Snapchatting, of course. I'm gonna try to be more mindful, blogging, or vlogging and blogging, but vlogging. And yeah, there'll be a new video today on my main channel, so make sure to check that out. And if you're my secret society, there's been so many posts this week, check those out as well. And also, if you're my secret society, I'm gonna have a live stream today at 3 on the OnlyFans page, and I will send out the direct link. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Adios.